Be prepared. Preparedness. 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 I don't know just what more a person can say when I say preparedness. That is, be prepared for whatever opportunities, number one, life brings forth. And when I speak of opportunities, think about, number one, your strengths. As a child, as a kid, this young man right here, I don't know what he loved to do on a daily basis when he get in from his daycare or school. But usually you would find out that is there's one thing that he loves to pursue when he gets home, and I'm not sure what that may be. Most college students and high school students are asking me today, I want to do this, I want to do that. My advice to them, follow your strengths. If your strengths happen to be music, go for it. If you believe that is something that you normally, of course, pursue and don't realize it, and what I mean by that, you just naturally get into it. What comes to you naturally? There are so many doors that are open for all of us these days. So many doors. My wife has her degree, and as a matter of fact, physical ed. That's one of the reasons why I keep my weight the way it is. She beats up on me. But she loved competition, and that's what she followed. And of course, she got into the teaching world as we traveled. What we had, how many relocations corporate-wise? 9 or 13, something like that. That's a lot of movement. And along with that, we have 3 daughters. And I never forget, one of the daughters, Bonnie, and we all know Bonnie, I think she was something like 13 years old. We visited home here, that is over in Plaquemine, Louisiana. One of our cousins said, girl, how do you from school to school throughout this country? And it just so happened, overhearing Bonnie's response to that, which was a question that was probably placed in a way that somewhat negative. It's not a good thing. And immediately, without thought, Bonnie said, Lil Mel, I know that I can now compete on a national basis. That was the response to moving about the country so much. So the point I'm making here is, and what she opened my eyes to is, hey, you know, that is something. You go to different sections of the country, different dialects, different way we speak, word, get into different things. California, you know, it's a very light life, all of those things. Well, the one response was, hey, look, I can compete on a national basis. Just recently in North Carolina, I was speaking on, I think it had to do with corporate hierarchy. And at the end, I tried to limit my speaking to at least 10 to 15 minutes, actually, overall. And then open up for questions, because we never know. We can give so much, but how much do we allow the kids or the youngsters to ask questions? And I did. And as a result, we would bring the kids up and have them to do kind of a mock interview. And this one young man came up, and I talked about being prepared again for whatever profession that you're going for. Don't go looking for a job and not know what the business that you're approaching is all about, or what type of work it is. But this young man came up, and he asked his professor at the time, and I'm standing right by, and he said, I came for a job. He wanted to do the mock interview. And so the professor asked him, well, what type job are you seeking, sir? And we were playing at kind of a real day-to-day role with the kids. And there were about 280, 290, I understand, people or students in the university, in the auditorium that day. And he didn't know. He said, well, I just want a job. And the professor asked again and said, well, what are you looking for? So I had to step in there after, you know, almost a minute passed. And I said, look, young man, we just talked about being prepared. Do you know exactly what you're looking for? He said, no, sir. And I just turned. I said, see that mop and the bucket in the corner? Go pick it up and go to work. Well, there were no mop and bucket in the corner. However, we're sending a message: preparedness, preparedness, preparedness. And it just so happened that after the session were over, I was there probably for an hour and 20 minutes, of course, that's, of course, wrapping up things with the professors and what have you. Came on the outside of the professor's office, and the friends of this young man had him out there waiting until I came out, and they had mops and brooms stuck all the time with a rope around him, and they were sending, and I was so thankful of that, sending a message that you must, and according to that presentation on that day, having to do with, of course, corporate hierarchy and being prepared for whatever you go through.